The State Superintendent of North Carolina, Mark Johnson, is joining us. So if you're questioning whether or not there's a commitment from the Education Cabinet, we have two of our Education Cabinet members sitting here today. We had several members and extended members in the audience. Teacher perception, teacher recruitment is a top conversation. The Education Cabinet has a teacher recruitment committee. You have a teacher recruitment task force. We've been in a lot of conversation about how can the business community get involved. This is important to us. And I'm going to give a little bit of a sneak peek at one of the ads that has inspired our thinking about how do we recruit into the profession and how do we elevate the perspective of what the profession is and what does it mean at the same time. And so I'm going to show you an ad that's been inspiring our conversation.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education?
What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job?
Be like everybody else?
Or will you dare do something different?
Like, be a teacher.
Be my teacher.
Be my teacher.
You could be my teacher.
You got the skills.
The smarts?
Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget.
That'd be cool.
Does that corporate job even have recess?
We need more teachers.
We need more great teachers.
Teachers like you.
What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
I'm telling you, I've watched that hundreds of times. I get chills every single time with the, what are you going to make of me? What do you think about that?
Well, first, let me thank you for putting this together. I was not able to join you all day, though I wanted to. Operating on very odd hours right now, too. So please forgive me for not being my peppy self. We're dealing with all the Hurricane Florence and really the reality setting in of just how long of a road to recovery this is going to be for Eastern North Carolina. But this is an important topic, and the work y'all are doing is important. And when Brenda told me about what she was getting together, I was very excited because we do need to hear from you all, and we need to hear from your input from being in the classroom and at the leadership level of local districts, because that's important feedback for us to hear. As what you're alluding to, I knew getting into this position that there were a lot of levers that we needed to pull at the State Department in order to better support schools across North Carolina. So, you know, the first thing I realized, one little thing that makes a big difference is our processes around just getting your teaching license weren't optimal at the State Department. There are some states that you can actually apply online, and within days you'll have your teacher license, right? And you can print it at home and bring it in. You're certified, you're getting the salary that you deserve. I get too many emails to my account from teachers who are saying it's taking me 6 months to get my teaching license, and while I'm waiting for that, I'm not getting paid what I am owed for my credentials. So that's where this started. And when I first took office, we were lucky enough to have an organization that came in and did a full operational review of our licensing process. And we realized not only do we have some levers we need to pull when it comes to that licensing, but it kind of opened our eyes to a conversation we started having where we need to be a one-stop shop of this idea of what do I do if I want to be a teacher? Where do you even start? That should be housed in the state education agency. There should be an easy platform for people to find out if you're in college and this is something that all of a sudden, hey, I might be interested in this, even if it's just a little interest. Where can you go to find out what it takes, what the pay will be in what counties, what the career trajectory will be? All of this information that I feel like when we're in the policy weeds with Craig Horn and the other representatives here, we kind of live in this world where we learn it and we understand it. But if you're just in college and you're looking and exploring, it's really hard to find. So that is something that we're working on, and really want to invite you all into that conversation as well through this program. And thank you to you and Best NC for looking at this. How do we first start to transform the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction to be really focused on that customer service of, first we got to fix the licensing agency, but then also being that kind of one-stop shop for, if you want to be a teacher, you can pick up the phone and call somebody, or go to a website and actually learn what the steps are, and then what the career trajectory is as well. So some things I'm really excited about that we're working on for next year, and I can tell you Best NC is going to be a key partner with this, so that means you all will be too, is one, talking with General Assembly about what our continuing goals need to be for the profession. They have been increasing teacher pay, but I think you will hear it from every education leader that you talk to. We know that the biggest challenge right now, and I heard President Spellings say this, and I say it all the time too, is that competition with the private sector. We have to keep increasing teacher salary because we have to make it competitive with other fields that students can go into right after college and potentially make, quite frankly, more money. So we have to compete with that for our teachers, because you are going to college, you are getting that degree, you are putting in that time and money and investment. So we have to be able to be competitive and attract you away from those other positions to come in and teach. But the second is we really need to work together, and this is much easier said than done, but we've gotten to a point in our society where you have parents and even teachers telling students, don't grow up and be a teacher. I understand where that's coming from. It's frustrations over pay, it's frustrations over the equitable share of resources, it's frustrations over testing, it's frustrations over being asked to do more and more with less and less. We have to address those issues. We have to address those issues. But at the same time we're doing that, we also have to kind of retake the dialogue, which you see in an ad like that, of let's start highlighting again why you would want to be a teacher, why it is a great profession. It is something that I wanted to go do, and I did right after college, and I really enjoyed my time as a teacher. And that is something where, obviously, again, we're not going to put on rose-colored glasses, the rose shades, but we have to be able to talk about the good as well, and entice people to come to the teaching profession. So it's that twofold. It's making sure we're pushing the policy initiatives that are truly going to increase the professionalism and the compensation of the teacher profession, and also balancing that with we have to we can own the issues that we need to fix, but we also have to really get to the point again where parents are saying, yes, being a teacher is a great career. I want my child to be a teacher.
This morning we did an exercise with Jelly Bellies. We had yellow Jelly Bellies and green Jelly Bellies, and we went through the 13 barriers, the 13 career barriers. And if you didn't have that barrier, you put a green in, and if you did have that barrier, you put a yellow in. Teachers, if you have your jars, could you hold them up? Yeah. Shake them a little. You see a lot of yellow?
Yeah, I ate the green out of the Ziploc.
So those of you...
It's my favorite flavor, so I figured I could.
That's why it was the good one.
Yeah.
Although my kids ate all the extra lemons. But so of those of you who had a lot of yellows, which is all of you, who loves their profession? Right? How do we find that balance? How do we really address those, get the lemons out, right? And really improve the profession and honor the fact that it's such a purposeful and important profession? We can do both. I know we can. And I really appreciate your role in that. Before we go, I shared with everyone this morning about Fast NC. Again, the logo, you're all on our mailing list, you'll get information about it. But this was a fantastic, really quick, I know how tired you are, you've been working nonstop since the hurricane hit. Could you talk just a minute about what's going on?
Yes, and we should be getting a message out to educators, probably not this week. We'll probably get it out early next week when people can actually act on it. FAST-NC stands for Florence Aid to Students and Teachers in North Carolina. I got a call early last week from former Superintendent Mike Ward, who said, we've got to come together and do something to bring attention to just how affected students and teachers are in Eastern North Carolina. He said, can we meet and you, me, and June talk about something we can do to bring attention to this? I said, can y'all get in here this afternoon? And luckily they're both retired, so they said yes. So we were in there that afternoon talking, me, Mike, and June. And then we invited on Phil Kirk, who's a former state board chairman. He came too. And then we got the state board involved. And it's all about, really for me, it's about raising awareness. They have the fund so people can give monetarily into the state board fund, and those funds will go to students and teachers who have been affected by the storm. For me, it's just about raising awareness of how bad it is in Eastern North Carolina right now. If you want to give to Donors Choose, if you want to give to community schools, I just want to get out there and encourage people to give. What we'll be sending out an educator message on is, and I would love the help of this organization, I am actually, you know me, I kind of just come up with these ideas. I am piecing together how we are going to make it possible, and I think there are going to be some superintendents that are going to be angry with me. We're going to make it possible for teachers in their own classroom to do supply drives and get those supplies on trucks to DPI's warehouse, and we'll get those supplies out to students and teachers in Eastern North Carolina. Thank you. And thank you. And I'm excited about that because, obviously the easiest thing to do is to go give a credit card donation and give money, but not everyone's going to do that, and that's totally understandable. But it's good for the classrooms and the students. Even if a student brings in 1 ream of paper, they feel good because that's going to go to a student in Eastern North Carolina. And I will just say, I cannot understate how devastated some of these communities are. I went to New Bern, and it was amazing to go to J.T. Barber Elementary and see that they had flood damage in the auditorium, and the power was out, so they had to, they were cleaning up the classrooms, and that was taking time. But that school's going to open. The school itself is going to open. It took cleaning, it's going to take some repairs, but the school's going to open. The problem is, this is one of your lowest income neighborhoods in New Bern that surrounds the school, and all the houses were underwater. So literally water was up to the rooftops in every single house in this neighborhood. Those students and those families are still in shelters, are still scattered across the state or the country, and we can open up the school, but the real challenge the long road is going to be getting people back into the community and getting them back into the schools. And it's not just students and their families, it's teachers too. Teachers' houses were flooded. Teachers lost everything. So we're really excited about this because I do believe while we will piece it together and we will get the information out so everyone can find a way to get supplies to us here in Raleigh, and then we'll get them down. I think it's going to be an exciting thing that people will feel like they can contribute.
It's great. Thank you for working on that. I know you quickly came to action, and we really appreciate that. It was really well received this morning, and so all that the information will be on the DPI website, and you can find out more.
We'll send some out.
Thank you. I know it's
Thank you.
been a long couple of weeks. It is very kind of you to come at short notice, or not long notice, but short, that you were able to make it work. So thank you so much.
Thank y'all, and thank all of you, and we'll cut this out so y'all can get out too. No, thank y'all for this. This is really important work, and all the feedback that you all are giving, we listen to it. We do listen to it, and we do want to act on what you all are providing to us. So thank you for leading us.
Good. Happy to help. Thank you for it.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate it.
Thank y'all.
Turn it over to Jim to close us out.